Legend has it the Roman Emperor Hadrian was the first person to coin the term brick by brick, and apparently it was a phrase he used when he was trying to encourage and inspire the Roman people to rebuild Rome after a fire. There's actually no historical evidence that he ever said those words, but let's go with the story because it's better than like some random dude making that phrase up. So that's the story we're going with. Regardless, it is a phrase commonly used to describe someone gradually, slowly, step by step, one by one, brick by brick, working towards a goal and eventually achieving that goal. And Jordan Brand is taking that phrase to tell the story of BMX star Nigel Sylvester's journey in the form of this shoe. Nigel Sylvester, Air Jordan 4, brick by brick. This shoe first dropped on March 14th for $225 in the United States, slightly more expensive than a general release Jordan 4. It is a special project. Nigel Sylvester, if you didn't know, he is a BMX athlete from New York City, and unlike a lot of other world famous athletes in the BMX world, he actually doesn't compete, so he kind of went viral creating like a lot of online content. And of course, this is not the first time Jordan Brand has collaborated with Nigel Sylvester. He was actually chosen to debut the new takedown model of the Jordan 4 last year with the Grandma's Driveway colorway, but the Jordan 4 RM was actually pretty decent. It's actually decently comfortable as well. Some pretty nice colorways have come out on that shoe too. And this shoe, according to sneakers, is a testament to Nigel's belief in tenacity and progress. His commitment to push boundaries, make the tricks bigger and the world better, inspired the fierce firewood orange leather upper. And first impressions of this shoe, incredible. This is outstanding. I love this monochromatic orangey red type of color. It looks beautiful. It just stands out. I'm not usually someone that wears a lot of like very bold, distinct sneakers. Kind of prefer like a subtle look, but these are just, they definitely stand out. But I think the orange is still wearable enough where it just doesn't look kind of goofy. Yeah, there's not much to say. This looks just, man, he might be up there with Travis Scott in terms of like his hype and the buzz and attention that his collaborations with Jordan Brand gets nowadays. And with releases like this, I don't see that momentum kind of slowing down anytime soon. These are incredible. And the materials on the shoe, the base layer, this nubuck, it is great. It feels really good. You can kind of see the texture in some places. Feels nice and soft to the touch. It is about as good of nubuck as you'll see on a Jordan Brand shoe. It feels really, really nice. And this, you can tell they really wanted this shoe to be special. I love the nubuck on this. And then on the overlays, like on the mudguard here, that is leather. You can see the leather fibers, but it is actually textured to kind of mimic and imitate brick. So it's got like this rougher, dry texture over. Don't love how that feels to the touch, but storytelling purposes, that definitely makes sense. Definitely makes sense. And then on the lateral side, you get this little mini swoosh that is actually stitched onto that part of the shoe. Jordan 4s generally don't have that mini swoosh, but again, this is a special shoe, a special project. They definitely want to make this shoe more unique. Moving up the tongue, of course, you get that very distinct Jordan 4 netting, and at the top of the tongue, you get this flight tag with a Jumpman on top. And Jordan 4 was the first Jordan Brand shoe to introduce the flight concept. Usually behind the Jordan 4 tongue, you will get an upside down Air Jordan tag. For this shoe, you will get this Jordan Biking Co. 2017 tag instead. And of course, the most distinct thing about the Jordan 4, it is the netting. Now the netting here, again, very monochromatic. It has got that reddish orange type of color to it. Now what's really cool about this pair is behind the netting, like on the tongue, as well as on the sides, on the mid panels, that is actually 3M. So that actually has that reflective look. That is pretty cool. And the wings over here on this Jordan 4, unlike the Jordan 4 SBs, those are much like softer. Apparently that's better for skateboarding. I have no idea. Never touched a skateboard in my life. This, the material and feel of this, much more like a general release. And wrapping around the booty of the shoe, you get this Jordan 4 booty tab. This one is not as flexible and as like soft as the SB Jordan 4s, but it is actually slightly softer than like some other general release Jordan 4s where it can come slightly more stiff So somewhere in between. And usually for an OG Jordan 4, you get Nike Air branding. For non-OGs, you get a Jumpman. For this special shoe, they kind of played with the word Nike, changed it to Bike Air. And this shoe does come with one extra set of laces and this off-white, white set. And out of the two, I think they're both really nice. I think for a lot of shoes that are like monochromatic and a very distinct color, I'm like, just go all the way. Just make the whole thing monochromatic. Don't have any other colors. Just go all out. So I do like the orangey red laces that come out of the box because I think just this one shade of orange with some slight white hints in the swoosh as well as the flight phrase on the tongue, that just looks really nice. But then you put the white on the shoe, that pops too. It really pops. You can't really go wrong with either. Let me know which set of laces you would prefer. And in terms of the shape of this Jordan 4, it is beautiful. It is delicious. It doesn't have a super boxy, like just weird looking toe. And it's closer to like the Jordan 4 SB Pine Greens or the Navies, which is closer to the 1989 OG shape. So that's really nice. I really like how they've done the shape of the shoe. Honestly, for a lot of Jordan 4 gen releases in recent memory, I feel like they've paid more attention to the shape and trying to get it as closer to the originals as possible. So that is definitely a good thing. And the Jordan 4 does come with a polyurethane midsole with a Nike Air unit on the heel that is visible, of course, and another one on the forefoot. Now, this whole person behind the collaboration is a BMX athlete. So I'm not sure if they changed up the tooling, similar to what they did with the Jordan 4 SBs, where they removed the Nike Air on the forefoot. Don't know if they did that. I don't think so. I think they just kept it to like a general release Jordan 4 tooling. Kind of feels that way anyway. And you can see on the heel of the shoe, it is kind of sail, not like super yellow muslin. So it's not too like overly pre-aged there. And what's kind of special about this shoe, you probably already can see it on the sides, is that this outsole, parts of it is like the semi-translucent type of material. So it's herringbone traction. The pattern looks the same as any other Jordan 4 with a Nike cutout. It is not a Jordan Jumpman cutout, even though it's not an OG colorway. It is a special shoe, so they get the Nike treatment here. It is beautiful. The two colors on this outsole is just delicious. Just delicious. Now, in terms of the insole of the shoe, it is just a dream cell insole, not a polyurethane insole. A little bit disappointing there. A lot of times for like special projects, special collaborations, they'll give you better like polyurethane insoles. Just a dream cell one, and it does have Go on the heel here. He's released a book called Nigel Sylvester Go, so that plays into the whole like storytelling of the shoe as well. Love how they just kept everything very monochromatic, sticking to the orangey red theme throughout the entirety of the shoe. And the box of the shoe, again, playing into the brick theme. Very good storytelling here with Bike Air on the lid. And when you unbox the shoe, it's actually strapped with this blue Velcro strap. And each shoe was actually wrapped and put into these clear bags. Really like that unboxing experience. They should just take that amount of effort and apply it to every Jordan 4. For $210, $225 for this, but usually over $200 for Jordan 4. I do expect a little bit of effort applied to boxing up the shoe. And at the bottom of the box, you also see Go, similar to the insoles. Now in terms of sizing and comfort, I am a wide and flat footer for Jordan 4s. For recent Jordan 4s anyway, I've stuck true to size. Fits me pretty well lengthwise. In past years, sometimes the Jordan 4s can come kind of smaller, so I would need to go up half a size and just kind of avoid that forefoot area being super tight and super sore. But recent Jordan 4s, I've just gone true to size. I sometimes can feel a little bit of tightness in the forefoot area, but after breaking it in, it actually usually fits pretty well. Now, comfort-wise, like on feet, how it fits, this feels more like the SB Navies or like the Pine Greens or even like the Bread Reimagined. So I don't need to go up half a size. Feels decently comfortable for a Jordan 4, a shoe that's pretty notorious for how uncomfortable it is. This is actually decent. Doesn't feel like super stiff like the Midnight Navies. That's always going to be like the worst kind of feeling shoe on my feet compared to like a Jordan 13 or even Jordan 5. I still think those are more comfortable, but compared to other Jordan 4s that we felt in recent memory, definitely a good one. And that brings the total sole score of the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 4 brick by brick to 40 out of 50. Pretty high score compared to other collaborations. Now first, it is colorway. It is damn near perfect. I don't think it's like legendary, so I didn't put it 10 out of 10, just 9 out of 10, but it is sniffing on 10. It is very, very close. It's like an hair away from 10 because, man, I generally do like red or like all orange shoes, like the Dunk on Mars Jordan 5. I thought that was a really nice looking shoe. Pretty underrated, I might add, but this color on the Jordan 4, it is beautiful, especially with the hits of like white and the flight tag on the tongue, the little swoosh. It just really pops. I love the colorway of the shoe. And in terms of the materials, honestly, this nubuck feels great. It really does. It feels nice and soft, great to the touch. You can kind of see the texture as well for a Jordan brand shoe. Delicious materials. And in terms of the comfort, again, similar or more similar to the SBs than like other clunker Jordan 4s that we felt in past years. Definitely no problems in terms of overall comfort. Under your feet, the cushioning may be kind of like antiquated polyurethane midsole with Nike Air, not the best type of cushioning. So unless you're actually doing like BMX biking in this shoe, I'm not really in the world, I can't comment on how that would feel. But for casual use, like walking around, this is actually pretty comfortable. And in terms of the versatility of this shoe, Jordan 4's super versatile, nothing else needs to be said. It is a mainstream sneaker by now. There is no like, oh, it looks too much like a basketball shoe. Wearability of the colorway though, it is definitely out there. It is super out there. This orange, all orange, different shades of orange Jordan 4 will definitely attract some attention. Maybe not the most wearable colorway, like for certain settings, you don't want to be walking around with an all orange shoe. So wearability of the silhouette, super easy to wear, but wearability of the colorway, objectively, it is a bit too loud to be considered like super versatile. In terms of the storytelling, I think it's subtle storytelling, but it's really well done. Like the shoe overall, the way it mimics like bricks, the box of the shoe, how it comes like a brick, and the packaging, the unboxing experience, all really well done. Only thing that maybe I would complain about is the lack of like random memorabilia like hang tags, keychains, or like a little booklet, stuff like that. That's probably one thing that I would have wanted. Not that I would wear it, I just want to like hoard those types of things. So that's probably my only complaint, but I do like how subtle it is. Down to the materials on like the mudguard, where that's meant to mimic like the ruggedness of brick. Yeah, generally I like the storytelling of the shoe. Most recently I reviewed the Jordan 4 SB Navy, now this Jordan 4, and if that momentum keeps up, oh, this year's Jordan 4 White Cement that is dropping later this year, I believe in May, that might tickle every single sneaker hormone that I have. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Soul Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 4 brick by brick. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come. The wear your shoes.